I began to notice Corvettes, first of all, when I was a kid, maybe, I don't know, 10, 11 years old. The neighbor, the guy's name was Hippo, and Hippo had this silver C2 Corvette, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful car. And he would drive by and he would flash his headlights at us as kids. And so that was my first notice of the Corvette. You know, years had gone by and I thought to myself, if I am going to get one, I'm going to get one before I'm too old to enjoy it. I don't want to be one of these white-haired dudes driving around in a Corvette. So I made a milestone for myself. I told myself that I was going to get a Corvette by the time I was 40. Back in early 2001, I began my search for a Corvette. And I finally found one that I could afford. So that was a C5, it was a 2001. And it was in Portland, Oregon. So road trip. I got on a plane and I flew out there and looked at the car and took it out and made the deal. And then I had to drive it back home. I'm originally from Minneapolis, and it was in the spring of 2001 and ran into a giant snowstorm on the way back. So here I am in this car, and without very much experience driving it. The car sat so low and the wheels were not simply tall enough to raise you out of the base of the snow. The tires had very little traction. And I was very nervous. I had just bought this car and I didn't know whether I was going to get it home in one piece. I didn't have a choice. I had to get back to work. And then I was still in Minnesota at the time, but when I moved here to California, I saw the sixth generation coming. I started following it, like as I always did, and put my money on a list to get a, 2005 was the first year for the C6. Mine was a Le Mans Blue. The car after that was also a C6, but it was a Z06. And that was an atomic orange car. That was a 2009. So I've only owned blue and orange Corvettes. No red. I know it's the popular color, but no red for me. I started seeing the C7s, and I liked them, but I was waiting for the wide body. Finally, I saw what the C7 was going to look like, and I had to have one. And I actually ordered a 2015, and I received it a little after January in 2016. And I had it for about a year, and one day I was on the old road in Santa Clarita, and I got basically a pit maneuvered by a lady who was not necessarily paying attention to what she was doing. She spun me around. The car flew up, hit the curb, and ran into a tree. So that car was completely totaled. Now this car I got while I was searching for comps. So I had to challenge the insurance company on the replacement cost of the car, and they weren't able to find comparables in the area. So I did a nationwide search, and I found this as one of the comparables. As I looked at the car, I began to realize that, this could potentially be my next car, because I was looking on a sales site and the car was actually for sale, but it was in New Jersey. So I called the guy up and I asked him if he still had it and if it was still available. So I gave him $500 on my credit card and for him to hold the car until I could get settlement with my insurance company. And about 2 weeks later, we settled and I bought the car. It's a 2016 Corvette Z06, 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, optioned with the Z07 package, which comes with the carbon ceramic brakes, upgraded aero, the rear spoiler, and then of course the side skirts and whatnot that are also a part of that package. And one of the things that made it uniquely optioned, and part of the reason why I wasn't able to get good comparables from the insurance company, is because it's a manual. And most people who buy manuals in a Z06 are typically going to track the car. All of my Corvettes have been manual, by the way. None of my cars have been automatics. You get in the car, and it's a gorgeous day like it is today, and it's just like getting it all over again. I'm always polite to my neighbors, and I don't put it in sport mode until I actually get out of my neighborhood. But once I get on the main road and I put that thing in sport mode and go, it's like getting it all over again. There's not really much you need to do to it. I mean, it is what it is. It's gorgeous the way it is. It handles great the way it is. In terms of reliability, it's been extremely reliable. In the summer months, I often leave the car in the garage with the top out. And then in the evenings, sometimes at dusk, I'll get in the car and I'll just drive. And it's such an awesome experience.